What's going on? So, this video, I'm going to talk about my thoughts and takes about the United States of America versus Billie Holiday, and I'm also going to talk about Lady Sings the Blues. Usually, if you do a autobiography on somebody, Hollywood gives it the Disney version. It gets whitewashed, it gets romanticized. There's so much you can do. So, I haven't seen the United States versus Billie Holiday, but I do say this: Andrea Day vocally channels that, even though she and Rihanna look like they got separated at birth, vocally too, and etc. But anyway, she channels that, and it might be a decent film. But Lady Sings the Blues was pretty powerful for its time. I watched it back in the day. I had the DVD with commentary, etc. Strange Fruit. Ben listened to that song way back in the day, know the origins about it. Um, and I'm not surprised the government, they have always been hateful towards black entertainers and black people and tapping phones, etc. Nothing new, you know. And do you make a remake of it? Because the truth of the matter is this, and the story was that Barry Gordy, Motown founder, um, and Donna Ross, etc., was a bit over aggressive during the Oscars back in '72 because Donna Ross was nominated for an Oscar. She should have won. She should have beaten Liza Minnelli. She did a great job as Billie Holiday. So because people at that time were kind of looking at Donna Ross saying, hey, you don't know you, but she did a good job. She was a songstress. She did a great job. She should have gotten an award for that. And Billy D. Williams, Louis McKay, etc. Richard Pryor was a piano man. It was a great, low key, underrated role. But anyway, point is, can you make a remake of it? And now Lee Daniels of The Butler, director of that, and also of Empire and other shows, is tackling this as a director and what have you. So the question remains: Can you modernize a film that's already been established, and can you bring it forth, approve upon it, and go into more of a political direction? And not just the drug aspect that is attached to Billie Holiday, because a lot of times that is the association and how people are kind of like perceived as a one trick pony with that. So it's gonna be interesting how it works out. It's a new audience, new time. I don't know how many people have seen Lady Sings the Blues, and I know I'm gonna be mentally thinking about the back to back because I don't really like rethreads. I think you got enough interesting storylines with a Paul Robeson, a Sam Cooke, a Michael Jackson, a Jimi Hendrix. I mentioned certain artists because they got whiteballed by the government. They were a movement. Tupac Shakur, you could say. All the way to a football player by the name of Colin Kaepernick. Sad part, you passed away 20 years before they come up with his movie. But anyway, nevertheless, this will be an interesting story. Um, and it will be. Bottom line is, can you make two Billie Holiday movies and get the story right or balance it out between the two? That's the question that I will have when I see the new one, because as someone who watched the one back in the day, you know, there they sabotaged her career, and she had that, she had a white band, she had this and the drugs and so on. Everything's all part of her. But the thing is that there's a lot of money being made, and money's been made off of her name and imagery, etc. And it'll be real fascinating to see how it all plays out. Um, you know, but I always say, can they come up with somebody different? I mean, that's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not going to take away from the movie. All my question is, can you focus on a Paul Robeson? Maybe Sammy Davis Jr. You know what he went through when he married when he married the actress, and the whole politics and him being black man with the Rat Pack, etc. There's a lot of stories of black entertainers, athletes, etc. Black figures in general. Can they ever see the light of day? You know. But we'll see how this turns out. So I guess my question is, can you have two films about Billie Holiday and get it down properly? Because Lady Sings the Blues was a very important film back in 1972. Very important film. It was out the same time as The Godfather, and it doesn't get it. It hasn't gotten all the do, but it was a strong statement. Donna Ross did a great job. She hasn't gotten her due fully. So Adrian Day, Perhaps she'll get hers. But anyway, give me your thoughts and your takes with two films about the life of Billie Holiday, who was one of the most important artists. And as far as Strange Fruit, no, the government don't like the truth. Well, actually, what's the difference between Strange Fruit and F the Police by NWA? They both got letters, both got warnings, both this. They still had wiretaps. J. Edgar Hoover was racist. They did illegal stuff against black civil rights leaders in the 60s, etc. They got a whole new documentary about Dr. King being all that. They still do it to this day. Ain't nothing changed. Only people who think stuff changed in America is people who are being brainwashed and whitewashed and thinking that technology and the way we go about certain things is different. However, the rap game ain't nothing but a snitch FBI hookup wireless. It's all connected to prison complex industry, etc. The government stickers on the back of those CDs and they file sharing all that. They know. This whole thing is wired and connected. But the thing was, but I will give Billie Holiday and black artists who ain't afraid to tell the truth is say it. Because what you gonna do, lynch us again? When you done done what you wanted to do already. So honesty is always the best policy. It make you crazy any way you want. But honesty is the best policy. But anyway, give me your thoughts and takes to another Billie Holiday films. Are you going to give this one as much the same as you did Lady Sings the Blues? If you haven't seen it, please do. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And Billie Holiday is a fascinating story, but there are a lot of other African American stories that should be told as well. And I hope that they are, you know. But we know Big Brother's watching, and they've always not been fair. That's why Josephine Baker went over to France. Couldn't cut it here with how the politics was in the racism. I'm out.